Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And today we'll be talking about the best second-year players from the NFC going into the 2023 NFL season. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the Detroit Lions, I have Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams was hurt basically all season long last year. He came back towards the end of the season. He looked great in those games. But he is suspended for 3 games, I believe, this season. So he's going to be missing a couple of games as well. And he also has like a hamstring injury. Nothing too bad, but he is suspended for 3 games. So he has time to heal up or whatever. And that's really the big question for Jameson Williams, man. He got to stay healthy, because if he could stay healthy, he could be a big asset for that Lions offense. Green Bay Packers, Devontae Wyatt. He was a first-round pick for the Green Bay Packers last year. His really big concern was off-the-field issues, but other than that, he's a talented player. And last year he didn't live up to that expectations for the Green Bay Packers. He didn't really put up big numbers or stats or anything for the Packers. So they're hoping this year he's able to take a step up and perform to the level he is capable of. Minnesota Vikings, I have Lewis Cine. He got hurt in the London game, I believe. So it's like early, like mid-season type of, game. He played phenomenal in that game up until his injury. But, that's what's been holding him back so far in his career, is injury concern. Just like Jameson Williams, he kind of has the same thing. Lewis Cine, he's a physical safety. He's a missile. He's legit a missile. He's to go up and hit you as hard as he can, try to make a play like that. But that's really his biggest concern. He's a solid player, but he does have injury history. So can he stay healthy this year? Alright, Kyle Gordon from the Chicago Bears. This guy played phenomenal last year. Put up really good numbers. He played inside, he played outside. He did a lot of things for the Chicago Bears. He's going to be playing more in the slot. He's a slot guy. He played outside a little bit last year. But this year, the Chicago Bears drafted Stevenson out of Miami. He's their outside guy. And they have Johnson on the other side. So they're solid on DBs right now. So Kyle Gordon is going to be playing that, nickel role for the Chicago Bears. And let's see how many turnovers he's able to get this year. Arizona Cardinals, Trey McBride. Was he a first-round pick? I think he was as well. Yeah, he was a first-round pick, I believe. But he played 16 games last year. He got 29 receptions, 265 yards, only 1 TD, but he averaged 9.1 yards per catch. So he got his yak yards. He got those after the catch, and I expect him to be way better this year. He wasn't that much of a main guy in the offense last year. He should have a bigger role this year for the Arizona Cardinals offense. Alright, San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy, he was the talk of the town all season long once he got to start for the 49ers. He only played 9 games, had really good numbers. He passed for 1,000 yards. He was a 67% completion person, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He had really good numbers last year, and I'm hoping to see him, do better, He's going to start this year. He's the guy to beat for that starting role. He is coming off of an injury, though, so that's the only concern for him. But if he could come back healthy, or really, that's what Brock Purdy needs to do. He doesn't need to play like all 17 games. He just needs to be healthy and then do his thing, That offense is really good. You have a nice old line. You got Kittle, Debo. You have some weapons back there. McCaffrey, dude. So he just needs to come back healthy and, play to the level that he's capable of. And I believe he could put up bigger numbers, this year as a starting man for the 49ers. Seattle Seahawks, I have Boye Mafe. He was a late first-round pick for the Seattle Seahawks. He had a solid season last year, but I believe he's going to take a step up this year because that defense is just way better. You got Witherspoon as a rookie. You got Bobby Wagner back. Jamal Adams is coming back. He brought back some veterans on that defensive line. So you have guys on that defense now So I expect Boya Mafe to be not necessarily have like great numbers, but he's gonna be more impactful, because that defense is just way better now. All right, the Atlanta Falcons have Desmond Ridder. He only played 4 games last year. He's the guy for the Atlanta Falcons this year. He threw 2 touchdowns last year. He has the weapons. He has Drake London, Pitts, the O-line. They paid them, so they better be darn good. And then adding B.J. Robinson. So they got guys on the offense. Let's just see if Ridder could do his part and, win some games. All right, the Carolina Panthers have Ikwanu. This guy was a top first-round pick. They moved him around early in the season, but I feel like every offensive line, like rookie, they like move him around. They struggle early in the season, and then they slowly, get used to the NFL level. And Ikwanu was kind of like that. They played him at guard, they played him at tackle, they kind of moved him around and stuff like that. But I feel like, or hopefully, the Panthers have found a situation where he's able to, grow in. And New Orleans Saints, I have Trevor Penning. This guy, he was a first-round pick, mid-first-round pick, I want to say. He didn't get any snaps last year. I believe that left tackle position is open as well. But I did see a couple of his preseason games. He kind of got messed up by... So he got beat by Tupelotu, but Tupelotu is a beast. So it is what it is. But hopefully he can, progress and be a better... Hopefully he could be a guy for the Saints, though. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have Kyle Trask. He only played 1 game last year. Obviously, Tom Brady was a quarterback. It was his last year. So Tom Brady was doing everything in his power to, play the full season. And Baker Mayfield is the starter for the Bucs, but I don't expect him to start every single game for the Buccaneers because I believe the Bucs are just not going to be that great. So why not see what Kyle Trask could do to NFL, NFL level teams, Tyler Smith, this guy, he had a solid season for the Cowboys. He's going to be playing right tackle for them because they did lose that one guy. I forgot his name. I apologize. Who was playing their right tackle. So he's playing right tackle. He was playing left tackle early in the season for the Cowboys. He did struggle, but like I said, I feel like rookie, tackles do struggle early in the season. But, he started getting a hang of it later in the season. So he should be pretty good for the Cowboys. New York Giants, I have Kayvon Thibodeau. He played 14 games. He did have a really good season. He had 5 passes deflected. That's pretty darn good for an edge rusher, He had 4 sacks. I expect that number to rise up in his sophomore year. I think he's going to be a big role for the Giants defense. All right, Washington Commanders, I have Sam Howell. This guy is the starter for the Commanders, so it's a no-brainer to pick him here. He only played 1 game last year. He had a solid game. He had 1 TD and 1 rushing touchdown, so 2 in total. He threw 1 interception, but the big question for the Commanders is that offensive line. As you can see, he got sacked 3 times in 1 game, so that's the real concern for the Commanders. Sam Howell, he is talented. He has what it takes to be an NFL quarterback, but it really is up to that Commanders offensive line. Can they hold a pocket for a little bit longer, and can they prevent a lot of sacks? 3 sacks in 1 game, that's a lot, Or last but not least, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, Nakobe Dean. This guy, he was kind of a special teams player last year. He got hurt early this training camp, and so we would be seeing a lot more, of him in preseason. But since he got hurt, they're kind of, keeping him, under the radar. So probably we'll see him in this last preseason game, and it is today against the Colts. So we should see him. But I believe they have Cunningham as the starter for the Philadelphia Eagles. But I think Dean will eventually, take over that job. Cunningham's good, but I think Dean is just better. And even though he is undersized, Nakobe Dean, he's fast, he's a motivator, he's good in zone coverage, and then that D line is legit his Georgia boys, so they do have that chemistry. So it should be easy for him to find the runner and make the stop. So I do expect him to take the job still from Covington. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.